Oh, Draper, look, come on. Please don't work past 9 o'clock tonight. It's unhealthy to work these kind of hours.
It's a perfect chance for me to get the Crawford brief written since you're not going to be around tonight.
Hey, well, look, I'm not planning on being home late. Eddie Vaughn said this should take about an hour or so.
Well, I wish I were going with you.
Well, you can't. They're not allowing anyone in the studio. And the only reason I'm allowed to go in is because I'm psychic. It's so silly.
It certainly is silly. In fact, the only thing about this mess that's not silly is the money they're paying you. Look, do me a favor. Make sure you get the money right away, all right?
Oh, you bet. Besides, that money's already spent. Oh, listen, there's someone at the door. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, take care of yourself,
please. I will, don't worry. Bye-bye. Who is it?
Hey.
You! Oh, Logan! Hello!
Hello. Hope you don't mind a little unexpected company.
Hey, I hope you don't mind. Draper's in here.
Oh?
He's still at the office, believe it or not.
Oh, I believe it. He's becoming a workaholic these days.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the neighborhood, driving around, getting a little fresh air, and feeling lonesome, so here I am.
Oh, Logan, you always know you're welcome here. But aside from Draper not even being here, I can't even hang around too long myself.
Well, where are you off to?
You're not going to believe this.
What?
I'm going to hunt a ghost. Are you sure I can't get you a plate?
No.
A fork, a dish?
No, really. I've had dinner. I'm fine. It just smells good, that's all.
It tastes good, too.
About this ghost stuff, you sure they're not pulling your leg?
If it's a joke, it's a very expensive one. They are paying me 1,000 bananas to do this. Is that unbelievable?
Holy cow. For $1,000, I'd haunt the place myself.
No, you mean?
But it's a publicity stunt, right? I mean, they're not really worried about spooks.
I don't know. I really don't. This whole thing is stemmed from this movie they're working on. Mansion of the Damned. Do you know anything about it?
I read something about it.
Well, it's about witches and devils and so forth, you know, things like that.
But no ghosts.
Well, I don't know. I don't think they're supposed to have any ghosts in the movie, but the problem is the studio is haunted with ghosts, they think. Anyway, a lot of strange things have been happening.
Well, what do they expect you to be able to do about it?
I haven't the faintest idea. Look, I told them, this Eddie Vaughn character, their publicity man, that I had some visions and premonitions in the past, and he seems to think that I am psychic, that I am sensitive to the spirit world. Okay, well, look, I'm sure he expects some kind of publicity coverage, but that has nothing to do with me. That is strictly up to Margo. All I'm interested in is covering the floor of that nursery upstairs.
Yeah. $1,000 would help out in that department, wouldn't it?
You're telling me.
Yeah, that's an awful lot of money. You sure there isn't some sort of risk involved in this?
Risk? What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know. Just... You're a pregnant lady, right? Pregnant ladies supposed to take care of themselves.
Logan, I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is stand in the middle of a studio and wait for something to happen. And look, we both know nothing's going to happen.
Okay, all right.
Logan, I don't believe in ghosts. All right, okay, last year I had those premonitions, visions, things like that, but that was different. I don't believe that dead people can come back to life. Do you?
No, I don't believe in that. I just believe in live people. And dead shrimp.
No. Just one.
Ramsey Martin? Are you kidding? Look, even if I could afford the guy, he couldn't stand up long enough to make a movie.
Come on, Owen, let's go.
Hold on. Yeah, well, I guess we'll just have to, Owen. Okay, Gloria, all right. Yep, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. We're dead, Eddie.
We're late, that's what we are. I told that Scott girl to meet us out at the studio at 8 o'clock. Now, if she gets there before we do and sees some of those funny lights or spooks or something, she's just liable to turn around and go back home.
Eddie, is that all you can think about, your haunted studio?
It's not the studio, it's publicity for Mansion of the Damned. Oh, no kidding, Owen. This could be a big breakthrough. Oh, I know we got the little TV talk show, but hell, that was just talk. This could be some real action.
Eddie, it's just a childish game.
Look, that night watchman saw something out there. Now, who knows? Maybe if the Scott girl saw something too, well, At least it'd earn us a little spine-tingling moment on the WMON TV news. Oh, I know that's no big deal in itself, but, well, it's just the kind of thing that the news services might pick up. We could be on every TV news show in the country by tomorrow night.
Eddie, we could be all over by tomorrow night. I was just on the phone to Gloria Halbert. We haven't got a leading man.
Oh, what about Christy Rafferty? He looked pretty darn good to me.
I'm talking about Nicholas Harriman. I mean, it's the most important role in the movie, Eddie, next to Nola's.
Well, maybe Trent Archer will change his mind. Hey, suppose we frightened him by threatening him with a lawsuit.
He's more scared about your damn curse. Now, Eddie Nola talked to him all afternoon. It was absolutely no use. He's gone. Oh, he's on the plane to Los Angeles.
Well, that is bad news.
Yeah. It's going to take us weeks to find a replacement. By then, the overtime will kill us. That's not the worst thing, Eddie.
What's that?
It's Nola. I'm really worried what this is going to do to her. She was so optimistic about making this movie, and now I don't think it's going to get finished.
Just because one lousy actor walks out of the set?
Eddie, look, there are 5 characters in this movie. We're talking about 1/5 of the cast.
Where's Nola now?
I don't know. She just said she was going out for a while. And she didn't say where. I know you better go out on your own. I'm really worried about her, Eddie.
Yeah. Okay, I'll see you out there.
Yes, ma'am. What would you like this evening?
I'll have scotch on the rocks, please.
Okay. Scotch. That is right, isn't it?
Is it?
If you'd like to change your mind,
I'm trying to make up my mind whether to drink it or not.
well, you did order it.
Yes, I ordered it. Look, stop staring at me. I didn't come in here to be stared at.
Sorry.
Mrs. Nidus?
Oh, Mr. Dorn.
What a pleasure to see you. Even under these painful circumstances.
Painful? In what way?
Oh, never mind. It's my pain, not yours. Although I am rather, as they say, feeling no pain. Richard! Manager! Give me what the lady is having.
Oh, well, here. You can have this one.
Oh, no. I wouldn't think of it. You know, I look like the kind of man who would take gifts from a lady. Oh, that's it.
You do seem to be enjoying your own product. Doesn't that make it more difficult to manage this place?
But you see, I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm not the manager of this place any longer. I'm just a customer here now. Although this evening, a very good customer. Am I right, Richard? That's Richard. New bartender. I hired him myself. He's a new manager here. How about that? Skyrocket career, eh, Richard? Well, if you really don't want that drink.
No, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Because you see, at this point, I have run out of money. Been drinking 12 year-old scotch. It's expensive getting high on that stuff.
Mr. Dorn, has something happened?
Yes, something has happened, Mrs. Matt. No, or should I say Miss Patterson? Yes, indeed. Something has happened. I've been a very naughty boy, Miss Patterson. Because I was naughty, My wife, in all her wisdom, took away all my toys, including the bright red one, the unicorn.
I see.
So now Elliott has to pay for all his drinks. Only Elliott has run all out of funds.
Perhaps it's just as well. There are limits. I know that only too well.
You know my wife, don't you? It's a nice, rich lady. Nice, rich, clever lady. She didn't give me anything. She just loaned it to me. You know, so when she got tired, she just took it back. All of it.
But why? Are you and your wife separated?
Washed up, Miss Madison. No, that's wrong. It's Miss Patterson. Oh, why don't I just call you Nola?
Yes, please do.
It's a very sad thing when a marriage breaks up, Nola. Very, very sad thing. Especially when the wife has all the money. Do you think I could sue her for alimony? I mean, men do get alimony payments nowadays, don't they?
Yeah, I've heard of such cases.
She's too clever. Much too clever. Well, I guess I'll just have to resign myself to starvation.
Surely someone with your experience, your presence, ought to be able to make a living, Mr. Dorn.
What exactly? Any suggestions will be gratefully received.
Well, maybe I do have a suggestion.
Draper, I'm just about... Are you still working on the Crawford brief?
Yep. I should have it done tonight, Mike.
The trial's still a week away. Why knock yourself out?
Well, I wanted to get it out of the way. I have a couple of meetings next week. By the way, you read about George Barron of the Monticello Trust?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like he's going to be indicted. That means he's going to need some legal help.
You're going to take that case?
Well, Mike, it would mean a large fee for us.
Oh, sure it would. But if you ask me, he's financing his legal fund out of the money he embezzled. If he's proved guilty, there may be no fee at all.
Yeah, well, that occurred to me. But he is innocent until proven guilty. I take it that you'd rather I didn't touch this case.
It's up to you, Draper.
Oh, hell, Mike. I don't want that case either. For one thing, I can't stand the man, and for another, I think he is guilty. And that attitude certainly isn't going to help his chances.
Well, if you can avoid taking cases you don't believe in, you'll sleep a lot better.
That's what I keep telling myself. I say, Draper, stop thinking about the fee. Think about the client.
You're still determined to pay Margo back, aren't you?
Yeah. You know, last week, I had $3,000 put aside for her. And then April went to the hospital, and a couple of other things came up, and now I'm back down to $1,800.
Sounds like you're in a treadmill.
Oh, Mike. No matter how hard or how fast I run, I always seem to end up right back where I started.
Well, there's one thing you could do. Forget about this so-called debt to Margo, since she meant it as a gift. That way you'd save yourself a lot of grief and give your mother-in-law a lot of pleasure, especially now that she's alone.
Well, if it wasn't for what happened, I'd feel a lot sorrier for her. But Margo encouraging April to leave me over that business with Logan's baby, Mike.
I thought that was April's idea.
Oh, yeah, April did her running herself. But Margo put her up. I mean, shut the door right in my face. Margo was glad we had that quarrel, Mike. She was hoping it would get worse, not better. There I go again. I'm always on the attack. If I could just learn to keep my mouth shut. Mike, I can't help it. You don't know that woman the way I do. You don't know the ugly, sneaky things she's done to hurt me.
No, I guess I don't. Take that call, Draper. I've got to leave. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, drive carefully, Mike. Car and Scott. Scott speaking.
Draper, this is Logan.
Hey, Swifty, how are you?
Well, I'm okay, I guess. I went by your place tonight to pay a little visit. Didn't get much of a reception. You weren't there, and April was on her way out the door.
Well, that's
what you get for not calling first. Didn't you get to talk to her at all?
Yeah, for a few minutes. I tell you, your wife, ever since she found out she was pregnant, she positively glows. She's radiant. Had to cover my eyes when I walked in the door.
I know, Logan. She looks terrific. Got roses all over her cheeks.
Let's hope those roses don't fade if she runs into the Witch of Glenborough or whatever.
She told you about that, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think we have anything to worry about. You know those Hollywood people. All they want to do is have fun and games and get some free publicity. They think that April's psychic powers are going to get them 2 extra minutes on the air tonight.
Yeah, she told me that too, but I don't know, Draper. Hell, it's none of my business, but do you think this is one of your better ideas?
You know, wait a second. It wasn't my idea. April just didn't want to lose the money they were offering. Now, come on, what could happen?
Well, nothing, I guess. Right. It's just that the lady happens to be pregnant, you know, and I always assumed that you take care of pregnant women. You wrap them up in cotton wool.
No, Logan, they don't believe that anymore. Take it from me. She's going to be just fine.
I even offered to go over there, hold her hand tonight, but she said they probably wouldn't even let me in the studio.
Yeah, I know. They have the set pretty tightly closed. You know, Logan, maybe you're right. Maybe I should have gone with her. Maybe I still will.
Watch your step and follow me around here. I'll introduce you to the gentleman of the press. Mrs. Scott, this is Joe Belson. Jack, sorry, I forgot the last name.
Jack Vincent, Mrs. Scott.
And Wally Cohen with the camera.
Listen, you didn't tell me there were going to be any newspaper people here at all, publicity people.
Well, I didn't think it'd do any harm, Mrs. Scott, in case something happened. Not that we're expecting very much.
What about Owen Madison, Eddie? Didn't you say he was going to be here?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Madison has been detained on some important business. Now, the important business we have out here is to try and find out what's been causing these psychic phenomena.
Mrs. Scott.
Yeah.
Is it true that you consider yourself a genuine psychic?
No, that's not true at all.
What Mrs. Scott means is that she's not a professional in this field. She's just a person with a sensitivity toward spirit happenings. Isn't that true, Mrs. Scott?
No. What I mean is that in the past I have had a few psychic experiences. That's
What kind of experiences?
Well, I had a few visions and premonitions.
Your mother is Margo Huntington Dorn, isn't she,
Yes.
Mrs. Scott?
Do you really believe that some kind of spiritual presence is in the studio?
Now, wait a minute, gentlemen, that's enough. Now, I told you this was not going to be a press conference. This is just a paranormal experiment to try and see if we can find out if there is something here in the studio. Perhaps the returned spirit of Hester Atherton, the witch who's been trying to stop the production of this film. Here, would you hold this, please, Mrs. Scott?
What for?
Well, in case a spirit does come, it's bound to come in the dark, which, of course, reflects the void from which it came. I got that out of a book, fellas.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Just try to find our ghosts, Mrs. Scott. I'll go kill the lights.
No, I understand. Well, there's no harm asking, is there? All right. Fine. Well, thank you very much. All right. Bye now.
Oh!
Nola! God, where'd you disappear to?
I just went out for some air. I just I wanted to think things a little. And I had an incredible thought. A wonderful, wonderful idea.
Uh-huh. About what?
Well, about the biggest problem we have right now. The part of Nicholas Harriman, devil.
Nola, look, I don't want any more list of names. I've already gone through the A list and the B list.
I have more than a name, Owen. I have the devil himself. One moment. Come in, Mr. Dorn.
Mr. Dorn? Hello, Elliott.
Mr. Madison?
Owen, look at him. Look at his face, at those eyes. Why, he's much more satanic than Trent Archer could ever be. He is Nicholas Harriman.
Oh.
You see? The fire agrees.
I really think this thing is absolutely ridiculous.
No, go ahead now, Mrs. Scott, please.